Good morning students, Sairam, welcome back to the computer session. In this session, we will start a revision. So, what is computer language? So, the computer programming is the process of telling a computer to do certain things by giving instructions. So, these instructions are called programs, and person who writes instruction in a computer language is known as computer programmer, and the instructions comes in different languages. So, that is known as computer programming languages. A language is the main medium of communicating between the computer system, and the most common are the programming languages. So, the computer language is used to communicate with computers, right. So, machine language, assembly language, high level language, 4th generation language and the 5th generation language, these are all computer languages. So, machine language, okay. So, the language are developed for different types of work on a computer. So, broadly the computer language can be classified into 4 categories, that is machine language, assembly language, high level language and the 4th generation language. So, machine language. So, as we know, a computer understands only binary numbers, that is zeros and 1, to perform various operations. So, because of machine dependency and execution code, the speed was low. So, machine language and assembly language is known as LLL, that is low level language. So, machine language, so it is the only language that a computer understands. It is expressed in the binary form. So, that is zeros and 1, that is machine language. So, 0 means off state and the 1 means on state. And assembly language. So, assembly language uses mnemonic codes or symbols in presence of zeros and 1. So, assembly language is easy to understand by the human being as compared to machine language, okay, because the assembler is used to translator, okay, to convert the mnemonic code into a machine code. So, translate programs are also known as assembler, was developed to convert the assembly language program into a machine language, since the computer understands only a machine language. Okay. So, the program written is assembly language is called the source program. Okay. So, the machine language and assembly language are LLL, that is low level language, because it is machine dependent and very difficult to learn and time consuming. So, there was a urge to develop some languages that common man can understand and user friendly and machine independent. What do you mean by machine independent? That means it can be written in one machine and can be used another machine, so no need to write again and again, okay. So, that is machine independent. Okay. Now, assembly language is written in the assembly mnemonic code. It is by using a translator or assembler, it is converted into translating into a machine language. So, now high level language. So, C, C++, Java, right, these are all high level language. So, high level language is easy to understand and it is user friendly and machine independent. So, high level language is quite similar to English language. So, it is easy to understand. So, basic, C, C++, Java, these are all high level language. Now, what do you mean by interpreter and compiler? So, interpreter is what it translates the program line by line, right, and compiler translate the whole program into a program at once. So, why we are here using a interpreter and compiler. So interpreter is what interpreter, it is a program. Okay, the interpreter and translator are what? It is a program. Okay, it is program are preferred for, okay, to translate the language into machine language. Okay, it is a translator program. Interpreter and compilers are translator program for converting high level programming, that is a high level language, into a machine language. So interpreter and the compiler is what? It is a program. Okay, so for converting high level language into machine language. But interpreter converts, it translates or converts the program line by line. Okay, and compiler translate a whole program at once. Now programming languages here, low level and high level. So first generation and the second generation, that is machine language and assembly language. So that is known as low level language. And third generation language, that is QBasic, C, C++, Java, these are all third generation language. And the fourth generation language are closer to human language than any other high level language. So it is a fourth generation languages are combination of user friendly, okay, independent of operating system, and a very high speed for execution. So here you can see Ruby, SQL, Perl. Okay, so these are all example of high level language. So low level language, that is a machine dependent. Okay, that is machine language, and assembly language is known as low level language. So that is machine dependent, and the high level languages are machine independent. Okay, so can you see here the third generation language? So that is a high level language. C, C++, Java, these are all high level language. Okay, and a Fortran, COBOL, these are all what? Machine languages. And the fourth generation language is SQL, right? ABAP, these are all fourth generation languages. Is that clear, children? Now the fifth generation language, so that is artificial intelligence. Okay, so what do you mean by artificial intelligence? Artificial means which is not natural, right? And intelligence means brain which is done smartly, so that is AI, right? So AI stands for artificial intelligence. So the artificial intelligence, that is AI, it is a software, is a computer program. So AI is a branch of a computer science concerned with making computers behave like humans. Okay, so the AI is the what? It's the ability of a computer program or machine to think and learn. Okay, it also a field of study which tries to make computers smart. Okay, so John McCarthy, okay, came up with the name artificial intelligence in 1955. Okay, for example, speech recognition, problem solving, learning and planning, right? Social media monitoring, e-commerce, Google Map, right? So now e-commerce shops can offer 24/7 customer support to visitors, right? So they are all using what? Artificial intelligence. Okay, so locator, identifier, separator protocol, that is LISP, was the first computer language for writing artificial intelligence programs. It was created by John McCarthy. Okay, so now we will learn what are the different types of computers, that is microcomputers, mini computers, mainframe computers and supercomputer. So microcomputers are small in size and cost less, right? So you can say desktop, laptop, right? These are all microcomputers, and the mini computers are bigger in size, okay, compared to the microcomputers. So you can several users can use it for the same time. This is a mini, okay, which one? Mini computers. Okay, so mini computers are bigger in size, okay, so compared to microcomputers. Okay, so the PDA 8 example is what? PDP 8, VAX, etc., right? Okay, now mainframe computers. So mainframe computers are very powerful computers. They are big in size with a large memory and high speed. Okay, and they are designed to tackle huge amount of data. Okay, so here IBM Z series are what? It is an example of mainframe computers. Okay, now the last one, supercomputer. So supercomputers, the supercomputers are the most powerful computers with a huge processing speed. Okay, these computers are used in where for weather forecasting, space research and satellite control. Okay, the for example you can say, okay, the Param, the right, these are all, okay, Sunway, these are all what example of supercomputer, right. Okay, so the first interactive computers game was which one? Space War, right. So the locator identifier, that is a separation protocol, LISP, was the first computer language. So LISP was the first computer language for writing artificial intelligence programs. It was created by John McCarthy. Okay, now we will come to the QBasic. What is QBasic? What is the full form of QBasic? Beginners All Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. Okay, the QBasic is what? Programming language. Okay, so the programming language. So what is its full form? Beginners All Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. So the QBasic is a programming language created by Microsoft. It is based upon the original language BASIC. Right. So beginners all purpose symbolic instruction code. So the BASIC was developed in a Dartmouth College, the USA, by Professor John G. Kemeny and Thomas A. Coates in May 1964. Okay. So it helps the beginners to develop programming skills and enable them to learn other languages such as C, C++, VB, etc. Okay. So you have learned the rules for writing the QBasic program also. So set of instructions. So set of instructions are called programs, and the person who create programs are called programmers or coders, and the languages used by the programmers to write computer programs is called programming language. Right. So BASIC, BASICA, GW BASIC, QBasic 1.0, QBasic 4.5, QBasic 6.4, etc. These are the version of QBasic, right. Okay. Now the BASIC uses English like words and mathematical symbols to write program. So every command or instructions in QBasic is called a statement. Every command or instructions in QBasic is called a statement. The statement should be written according to the specific set of rules of the language. So which are called syntax of the statement. Okay. The statement in the QBasic consists of three parts: line number, basic statement and optional comment. Okay. So now every programming language consists of some basic elements which are required to make a program. So the element required to construct a QBasic program consists of a set of characters, constants, variables, keywords, operators and expression. So what are the elements used in a QBasic? Character set, constants, variables, operators and operands, expression, keyword and statements. So we will discuss one by one. Okay, what is character set? So the character set is a set of symbols which are used in programming language. So alphabets, capital alphabet, suppose for example capital alphabets, that is a character set of QBasic, that is A to Z, small letters A to Z, numbers 0 to 9 and the special characters @ hash, dollar, percentage, these are all special characters. So this is known as character set of QBasic. So data, the data is a collection of facts and figures, right, that is entered into the computer through the keyboard, right. We are entering the data through the keyboard. So the QBasic, okay, the QBasic data is of two types, that is constant and variable. the constant and variable. Okay. So, now what is constant? Okay. So, now what is constant? The value which does not change during the execution of the program is called constant. So, the constant, what is a constant? The value which does not change during the execution of the program is called constant. So, we have already learned using a let statement, we are assigning a constant number state, right, constant. So, the value, suppose I, for example, a is equal to 5, that means the throughout whole program the a's value is 5, right, we cannot change the value. So, that is what constant, right. For example, any number you can take positive or negative number. The same thing now, second one, alphanumeric or string constant. Okay. The set of characters is called string. Okay. It consists of sequences of every numbers, okay, 0 to 9, A to Z letters, and special characters like percentage, question mark, right, they and semicolon, colon, these are all alphanumeric or string constant. But numbers or alphabets are written in a double quotes. When you are assigning a alphanumeric or string constant, you have to put it in the double quotes. Whatever it may be, a number, it may be a character, it may be a special characters, but you have to put it in the double quotes. Then it will consider as a alphanumeric or string constant. Same thing, variables. The variable is a location in memory to which any value can be assigned. Okay. It continues to hold the value until another value is assigned to it. Okay. So, for example, you can say we have learned the input statement. So, when you execute the program, you will put the value. That means keep on, you can change the value of the variables, right. So, the variable is a location in memory to which any value can be assigned, but the constants are what? It is a fixed. The same thing in variable also, there are two types of variables, numeric variables and alphanumeric variable. So, numeric variable can contain only numeric values, okay, for arithmetic calculation. Okay, it is used for arithmetic calculation. Okay, it represents by an alphabets, okay, or alphabets followed by another alphabet, okay, or a digit. So, it should not contain any space or symbol. When you are assigning a numeric variable, it should not contain a space or symbols. Only underscore, you can use a underscore. Okay. For example, a is equal to 20. Okay. So, AC2 is equal to 90. Okay. These are all example. A underscore you can use underscore also. Same thing, alphanumeric or string variable. Okay, it is very important. A string variable is represented by an alphabets followed by the dollar sign. Okay, it can contains letter, digits, underscore, symbol and anything dollars, but it should be the last character is always a dollar sign. Okay, if you want to print your name, you want to put the variables. Okay, we want to assign the variables, so you will not take a, so you will take what? $, because the name is what? It is a string variable, right? So, $, always when you are assigning a string variable, in the last character is always a what? Dollar sign. Okay, a string variable can also store string constant. Okay, fine. Okay. For example, you can see here $1. So, $1 here I have assigned, this is a string variable. Why? So, can you see in the way here last dollar sign is there, right? So, this is what? String variable, and the keeps I have written in the double quotes. So, when you put anything in the double quotes, that is considered as what? String constant. So, length of a string variable can be maximum 40 characters. Okay. Now, arithmetic operators. Okay. So, these are the what? The different types of operators here. So, operators, the plus, minus, into, right, this the divide sign and exponential sign, these are all arithmetic operators. When you are doing the programs, we are using what? Operators, right. So, here you can see A and B is operand and plus is what? Operators. Same thing we have learned or relational operators. Why we are using the relational operators? They are used to compare two values. When you want to compare two values greater than, less than, equal to, right? So then we are using a relational operators. So plus sign, okay, you can you can compare the values, right, and less than, greater than, right, and less than only, greater than, right. So here you can say greater than or equal to. So when you are compare two values, you are using the operators, relational operators. These are all known as relational operators. Okay. Now types of mode in QBasic. What are the mode here? Direct mode and the program mode. Okay, direct mode and program mode. You can see here screen. Okay, the screen is divided into two parts. The first one is, you can see untitled here, in the immediate mode, right. So direct mode, you can see the direct mode icon or immediate mode, okay, where we can type a single command and run to check its output. So that is known as immediate mode. And the program mode, you have to write the whole program. Okay, so in the direct mode, you can type a single line instruction, or immediate mode, that is known as a immediate mode. You can write single line instruction and the output is viewed as soon as press enter key. But in the program mode, you have to write, okay, which is stored in the memory. Okay, when you write the program, it will be stored in your computer's memory. Okay, then you have to press F5 key to execute the program. Okay. Okay, now we will start some statements. So what is the use of CLS statements? That is the first statement of our program, right? So CLS means what? Clear screen. This command is used to clear the screen, because if there are some output of the results in our screen, so that you want to clear the screen. So it's the first statement of our program, right? That is a CLS. And the second statement, we are writing the REM. Right. What is the use of REM statement? The REM statement, what? It to insert a comment in a QBasic program. So user should know the what type of program it is, right? It is a, you can say, a heading of the program by using a REM statement. And the end statement, the end command is used to terminate a QBasic program. When you are writing the end statement, that means our program is over. This statement was written at the end of a program. Let the computer know that it is the end of the program to terminate the process. Now we will see a print statement first. So what is the use of print statement? Okay, so the print command is used to display any message or value, right. So what is the syntax of print statement? The print constant or string constant or variable or expression, right. You can write print 10 plus 30, right. So you will get the answer, right, 40, isn't it? So or print in double quotes, you can put your names also, right. Okay, in here you can see that print command can be used in different variations to print the output in different forms. So for example, here print with semicolon, okay, the first print with semicolon is used to print the values one after the another without any space in between. Okay, you want to print the statement, okay, without any space, then you will give a semicolon. Okay, in between, if you give a semicolon in the print command, okay, here in the semicolon will now here without any space. Okay, you can see the output without any space. The same thing, print with comma. So the print with comma is used the value one after the another with plenty of spaces. You want to leave a space in between your text, then you are giving print and the text and comma. Okay, children. And next one, print with tab function. So tab function, what is the use of tab function? The tab function is used to move the print position, okay, to the column indicated in its arguments. Okay, the print statement is what? Quite suitable for tabular format. Okay, the print tab, okay, you can use a column is a tabular format. So you can give a print and the tab and numbers, right. The print tab and you can give 5, 10, 15, wherever you want to print, you can give the number of the number. So print tab and number. Okay, this way you can you can draw a table also, right? For using a table in QBasic, suppose you want to create a table, okay, then you will use a tab key, okay. Now how to leave the blank lines? Okay, to leave the blank lines in between while printing, you want to leave the lines, okay. So you will use a print statement, okay. If you want a big line, then you leave blank space, then in between you have to give PRINT, that is print statement. Yes children. Now let statement. What is the use? It is assign statement, right? So we have done the so many programs with the help of let statement. So let statement is what? You have to assign the value to the variable, right? So let a is equal to 5. So let statement is also called an what? Assignment statement. It is used to assign a value to a variable. So what is the syntax for line number? Let, then variable, we are taking a is equal to, that is a variable name, and is equal to value or expression. So a is equal to 5, that means the let command, the variable name I have taken a, and is equal to the value is 10. So let a is equal to 10, right? So that is a let statement. So let statement what? It is assignment, it is assigning a value to the variable. Suppose let z is equal to 10, that means z, so value is let z is equal to 10, that means that z's value is 10. Now the last one is input statement. Yes, what is the use of now input statement? So we have done so many programs using input statement, right children? So the input statement in QBasic is used to accept the data items from the user. This statement, when you are using the input statement, it asks the user to input the data, okay, by displaying a question mark. It will give you, when you execute the program, it will give you a question mark, okay. Then you have to write the input the data, you have to input the data, okay. So input statements ask the user to make data entry by displaying a question mark, okay. So during the execution of a program, so the program execution is suspended till the user enters required values and presses in the enter key, okay. So what is the syntax for input statement? So line number and input, then we are taking our numeric or variable or string variable. Input a, that means numeric variable, input $, that means string variable. So if it is a giving, suppose you have to add two numbers, so you are using input a, that is a number you are going to input. Suppose you want to print your name, then you will get input $, because you are printing your name, right? It is a string variable. Yes children. Okay, for programs and all, you can refer your videos, right? So we will stop this session. Sai Ram.